Howdy neighbors, welcome to another episode. We're going to be talking about some cool news updates and information that we have gotten from Bushiroad as of late. Most of you guys are probably in the know. We're going into the Bushiroad Championship Series. I think in an earlier video we've talked a little bit about the pricing and what we're getting as promos, etc. But for the viewers at home, we're going to run through those again. The Bushiroad Championship Series is a world qualifying series that happens every later half of the year. We usually call it Autumn Fest, but it's the BCS or Bushiroad Championship Series, which gives you a qualification that goes to Worlds if you happen to do very, very well at the regional tournaments. So, for first things first, there are some cool little rules that have been changing as of late, which is gonna be kind of cool. So, some things to note about this, here trying to scroll through some of this information, is that it'll be a 3-level tournament. It'll have shop challenges with a regional championship and world qualifiers, and world qualifiers are invite only, and you have to be so sponsored invites are allowed to be passed down from 1st to 4th. Non-sponsored invites are allowed to be passed down to 4th place, as they've stated before. Okay, so it seems that 2nd place and 3rd place will receive a non-sponsored invite now. In older BCS series days, 1st and 2nd used to be automatically qualified with sponsored tickets to go to the world qualifying tournaments. The location of world finals has not been announced of where it's going to be held this year, or next year in February 2024, but a lot of people speculate it's going to be in Japan again, because that used to be the previous world qualifying tournaments before, which is solid. And then it will be returning champions cannot pass down their invitation, so you can't pass it down if you can't make it. If you can't go, then it is what it is. Then you have previous champions from BCS 2022 will also be participating in 2023, and they also have sponsored invites, which is kind of cool because they earned it, right? They won Worlds once. Let's see if they can come and defend their title, which is really awesome. Shop challenges will be run in an individual format, which gives you buy cards, which you can use when attending regional tournaments. A lot of people don't really like the system that much. I can kind of grasp that, because you can have situations where variance can happen in card games sometimes, but I feel like the people who oftentimes earn multiple of the buys or buy cards can also create situations where it can be like, oh, we're just farming the buy cards and we're just going to use them at different regional tournaments. But if you have somebody who's topping events multiple times, it feel like they earned it. But I can see where on the other side of the spectrum, a lot of people don't really like it because it creates like very toxic environments, people hoarding, and multiple people just joining multiple formats just to farm up the buy cards can create situations where it's like, oh, you don't leave the other players who are trying their best or learning the game to develop their skill level to play it. But I mean, if you can beat the other players and earn your own buy cards, it's a slippery slope, you know what I mean? But moving on, for any game which has 385 or more players seated at the start of round 1, a second tournament will be opened up, with the players split evenly between 2 using a random method. There will be additional set of prizes for top 8, 4, and 3 champion respectively. Even more stuff? That's awesome. The region lock will be listed for participation, but there will be a region lock on receiving invitations for World Finals. So if you've already attained World's invitations from one other tournament, you can't earn it here. Winners of receiving both the sponsored and non-sponsored invites must be players currently residing in respective regions. So before, you could not join other events if you were from that other region, but it seems that you can kind of just play wherever now, which is awesome. I think it's a change that they've allowed, I think, since last year, to be honest, Because I remember other players competing in other regional events and being able to compete in the world still. So I feel I would need somebody in the comment section to kind of clarify this last section for me. Maybe I might be completely missing something. Again, reading is hard. I'm a card game player, and I also don't have my glasses on. So, forgive me. If the winner is not currently residing in a respective region, the invite will be passed down. However, this is limited between players in first and fourth place. The winner will still be able to receive the other prizes, i.e. the champion participation card, certificate, and or trophy. Yeah, that's still cool. I mean, for most players, they kind of are usually playing the regional tournaments to get a chance to go to Worlds anyway, just for the experience. And I feel like if players made it to fourth place, they're still like relatively strong players. Or sometimes things can happen. Maybe wrong mulligans, didn't see certain cards in the matchup, not being able to ascertain what the threats are. Threat assessment can oftentimes be an issue. You know, stuff like that can happen. This is still really cool information to have. One of the cool things I really wanted to talk about too is that we have a schedule now. We have dates, times, and locations for everywhere in the world. I think we might not have SEA yet. So Asia Oceanica, we have even... Oh, we still don't have Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. I'm very sorry, guys, in SEA. But we do have Philippines, Melbourne, Australia. But we're going to take a look first. I'm not familiar with the locations in North and Latin America and Oceanica, but I am familiar with the locations in Europe. So it's going to be, as a European, it's going to be kind of cool to see where the locations that I've chosen. First, we have Toronto, Ontario, in Canada. Oh, Canada. We have West Harbour Castle. It seems to be a game store, possibly, because from what I've seen for Europe so far, it seems that most of them are card shops. So I would think that most of these locations as well are Bushiroad supported card shops that have been supporting the game for a while, or event locations that are really good to house a large group of players. So we have Rosemont, Illinois. We have Donald. I swear to God, I read that almost at something else. Donald E. Stephens Convention Center. Oh, that's pretty cool. Then we have White Plains, New York, USA. Westchester County Center and Main Hall. Then we have Richmond. We have Canada again. Okay, so it's like two locations, Canada. Then we have Duluth. Then we have Anaheim. We got Mexico. Let's go. Mexico. Expo Reforma. Salon Mercurio. Mercury Hall. Nice. Then we have Duluth. Gas South District. So, like a convention center. Seems so. Anaheim Convention Center. So, like larger locations than convention center. It's really good for BCSs in America because they have a way larger player base than most of the world. This is really nice. It's really cool that they're actually giving location sizes that could possibly be large enough to house players. Again, I've not taken a look at these event sizes, so venue sizes. So if people in the comment section below can tell me how big these locations are, I'll be putting a link in the description below. So if you guys also want to take a look at these locations and places for yourself, you're free to do so. So now we have Austria. We have Europe. So we got Austria first. Mao Cards, which is a very known seller and distributor of Cardfight Vanguard product. This is just right next to Germany. This is going to be the first time we've actually had an Austrian BCS. From my recollection, we've usually only had them in Germany so far. So having the Austria is going to be very unique. Then we have it in Netherlands. That's something. It's going to be an ENTCG. That's cool. This is going to be super close to me. This is like, backdoor, I could just like put on my clothes, just hop on a train and just head out and just play some games. This is so cool. I can meet up some cool people from all over Europe who'll be playing at the event. And then we have España. Then we have Distro Zero, Bilbao. Oh, I know these. This is also another card shop. So most of these are like card shop distributors and sellers of Cardfight Vanguard product and content. They're just really good. Then we have Parkage. Yep, that's in France. They're more or less like the TCG player of Europe. Well, I mean, you can actually call Card Market TCG player, but Parkage is a relatively large store. Like most of these are like relatively known card shops. This is really cool. And then we have Firestorm Games in Cardiff. Cardiff. That's a ways away. That's a bit of a travel. And we have it on December 2nd and 3rd. So we have September 16th, 17th. We have 21st and 22nd, 28th, 29th. And we have November 25th, 26th. And then December 2nd and 3rd, respectively. So these are the locations and dates. So as you can see, there's a couple more events in comparison to Europe. A couple more events than compared to Oceanica. You still needs to have some dates and times revealed for this. We have no stores and locations chosen for these three yet. But for Philippines, we have to have Robinson's Galliera. So Philippines, and then we have Melbourne. We have Coburg Town Hall in Australia. It's cool. And then for the pricing, I think most of you guys have seen this already, but for someone who hasn't, we do have locking up pranks. Actually, some of the most important ones I think are going to be relevant for us as card fighters. So it seems that we have the participation promo that we're going to be getting. These are for Vanguard. It's going to be random out of a tournament pack. So you're going to have to cross your fingers and hope that we get these. And then we have the Vanguard sleeves, participation sleeves that we're getting as well. This is so cool. These probably might be like ride deck sleeves, not actual physical sleeves, but if these are actual just participation sleeves, these are super cool, super sick. And then these are for free fight. So it's going to be like a small little local tournament. People are going to possibly get some of these type of promos here. Like one promo pack if you're just fighting for free with friends, side event stuff, which is really nice. And then we also have the playmats for all of the formats that we're getting. The White Schwartz playmats are usually like some of the cleanest that I really like the backgrounds of. The others are fine, but some of them are a little bit cluttered for me. I like my playmats to be relatively simplified. Not to say that these artwork are not fire. These artworks are awesome. I just like them simpler. Alright, and so let's take a look at some of the promos here. We have the Looking Up Pranks Asmi. It's a bit of Kyrie support. It's a grade 2 promo. We have Broken Toys, which is going for a pretty penny at the moment. And it's going to be needed for Tamayura. Then we have Rollock, which has been one of the meta-defining cards at premium for a minute now. I think when the appearance of the History Collection, and then don't forget, on Friday, we're going to be opening up some History Collection product. Sadly enough, it's not going to be contained, Rollock is not contained in this set, but being able to take part in these BCS events and taking part in the free fights in said events as part of some of the side events that we'll be hosting is a very good way of being able to pick up a card like this. It's going to be really, really important, and it's going to drive down the price of the Rollock right now, because I think right now it's sitting at about $30, I think 20 or 30 euros. It is, it's rough. It's rough on the pocket. And in other news, I also wanted to talk to you guys about today is going to be the official judge program. The application program has now opened. You can become an official Cardfight Vanguard judge. They have an online judge test for Cardfight Vanguard, White Schwartz if you still want to be one. There's also for the new TCG that came out that is produced by Bushiroad, but the IP does belong to Cygames still. Is going to be Shadowverse Evolve, the online judge test. I have been doing that judge test myself. I'm not done with it yet. It's been a bit of a slog, but we're getting there. We're getting through. And you have dates and times that's going to be timestamped here, you have from July 14th to the 18th of August. Then we also have June to September. And then we have another June to September again. It's going to be 29th, 29th, and 18th, respectively, of August. Then there's going to be the level 1 and level 2, and you have the provisional judge, which is the P judge, not that P judge. And then the seasonal promos that you get for taking part in the judge exam as follows. I wonder if these playmats that we get will be rubber. That'd be so cool if these are rubber. Let me take a look. Judge mat. Yeah, but I wonder if these are... I hope these are like rubber. If these are rubber playmats, this makes it so sick, because it adds actual value to, you know, judging these events. And not to say that you don't have value by being a judge in these events, but seeing that you will actually be able to play this game and then being rewarded for supporting the community, it's so cool, right? It's a lot more than what we've had when I used to be judging some of these events myself. So this is really awesome. So be sure to sign up for this. You're gonna have the exams. If you're already a judge and you've noticed you've probably not been asked by Bushiroad or by any of the event staff to hire you for some of these events, be sure to just do the judge test again. It's a good refresher course, and I think there's usually like a system of getting in. Usually you have to do an interview. You sit down with a level 2 judge or the head judge of that event, or a head judge of usually events, or one of the Bushiroad staff to sit down with you to talk to you about some of the floor rules and some of the rules and interactions, how you would handle a situation. Learning your floor rules is really important in learning how to handle players, learning how to diffuse situations, and how to ensure that players themselves are having a good time. And that's the most important thing in Vanguard, is players are having fun and enjoying themselves. Alright, and the last bit of news that we have for you guys today is the Bushiroad Rumble Online. It's not gone yet. There's 2 more events that still need to be held. It is going to be the Cardfight Vanguard Standard Rumble event, and there's going to be the other Rumble that's going to be premium later in the year. So we have the one that's going to be in August, which is this month. It's going to be the 26th and the 27th, which is going to be in about 2 weeks time. Wow, jeez, we're blazing through this month already. That's crazy. It's going to be 2 months time, and then we have it in November. In 2 weeks, not 2 months, in 2 weeks time. And then we have for premium for Cardfight Vanguard as well, and this is going to be around with History Collection. Is going to be legal. We've been playing it a little bit. We'll see how the meta is going to be shaping up. We'll see if any of the JP players is probably going to come over and play in our Rumble, which is going to be kind of cool, because they've also got their History Collection a little bit earlier than us, and this has been used really well to help support their local scene, because some of their cards has been really difficult to pick up and get. Hopefully with the new volume series we get some of the other cards like Gallop, the Great Fork Gallop Exceed. I would really like for us to get some of those cards, because usually those are not really reprinted. Some of the stores will probably keep the product or have it. Usually they don't really have like a whole buying and selling via player system. It's usually done via the store. And it'd be really nice to have ways of being able to access the product a little bit easier. So hopefully with the next, if you guys pick up this product, hopefully it'll help us support the premium collection in the premium series as a whole, which is really awesome. And the pricing, of course, for this event, let's get into that. You're gonna get any flavor of Chronojet that you like. Delicious. So for standard and for premium, you get the same-ish Chronojet, but then with the Bushiroad Rumble Online hot stamp on it. And then you also have V Premium, which you already held earlier this year. You get any flavor of Chrono Jet. And of course, you get a certificate and you get one boosted display of the recent set or set of your choice. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and stopping on by. Be awesome, stay awesome, have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in and stopping by. All of this news and information I'll be putting in the description below. All the links to all of these information, judge test application, regional pricing, and event location stuff. All of this is going to be in the description below for you guys, or pinned in the comments. So, take care. Bye-bye.